Better Daily, where we work hard in our minds, bodies, and our spirits to become 1% better every single day. Download the app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live to catch the video version of these podcasts. Here's your host and my dad, Alex Van Houten.
What is up, Betterment family? This is Alex Van Houten in Better Daily Live. Happy Tuesday. Today is Nutrition Tip Tuesday, and we're going to cover something nutrition related to help you on your 1% better journey. And today we're going to talk about why you cannot possibly out-exercise a terrible diet. So I've been looking through my Fitbit. I have a premium membership now because that makes me sound really cool. My wife got me Fitbit Charge. I think it's Fitbit Charge 5. She got that for me because I broke my old Garmin. She got that for me like several months ago. But it came with a 6-month premium membership, and I just now activated it, which lets me look at some of the trends that, in the application, that it's been accumulating data on me over the past few months. And it's kind of frightening how much data Fitbit has on my life, but that's a whole other topic, not for the moment. So I'm looking over my previous month's exercise data. Okay, now I'm not an elite athlete. I'm a well-trained individual. I'm also a dad and a business owner and a husband, and I serve in our community and stuff. And so when I look at my exercise program, on any given week, I might exercise somewhere between 2 and 1/2 hours a week. That would be on the low end. And 8 hours a week. That would be on the high end. Now that's exercise, not activity, okay? So I am active more often than that, but that's my exercise time. And so 2.5 hours to 8 hours. And I have a lot of people who are like, hey, Alex, you're in great shape. How do I get in the kind of shape you're in? I'm pretty strong, and I'm not bragging on myself here. I'm just laying the foundation for you to understand what we're about to talk about. So I looked at my data for February and March. Exercise calories burned, okay? So in February, I burned about 8,700 calories from exercise. And in March, I burned about 12,000 calories from exercise. Pretty significant increase as the weather gets less and less wintry. Either way, I want to put that into perspective for you, because I work with a lot of people who have come to me after trying to balance the calorie equation, who are very frustrated. And they're frustrated because math is hard. And I'm going to teach you something about calorie math today. So 12,000 calories in March. And I might get just slightly more active than that in April, May, in June. But let's talk about, we'll use 12,000. It's a good number. Do you know how many calories is in 1 pound of fat? That's 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. And the idea that somehow you have to balance your calorie intake today in order to be at a deficit so that you can burn that much fat, it's actually a really false way to look at nutrition and exercise. 12,000 extra calories burned through exercise. Somebody would say, oh, okay, well, as long as you only eat this much every day, then 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat, 12,000 calories, it's about 4. It's about 4 pounds. You've lost 4 pounds of fat. Morning, Joel. Good to see you, brother. Well, I can tell you for a fact that I haven't lost 4 pounds of fat. Do you know why I haven't lost 4 pounds of fat in the past month? Well, 12,000 calories is small potatoes compared to how much my body's burning every day. And for me, when I'm exercising and I'm training, I'm eating for adaptations. I'm like, hey, I worked really hard. I need to make sure and feed the muscle I just wore out. I just worked really hard. I don't want to be good for nothing the next day, so I need to feed the beast, right? I worked out to increase my capillary density. I worked out to increase my mitochondrial density. I worked out to increase my blood volume and make my heart stronger. I worked out to increase my muscle size and strength and power, right? And so I'm not going to deprive my body of the energy and nutrients it needs to rebuild me following exercise. And that's how I train my clients as well, even my weight loss clients. Because when I work with my weight loss clients, they'll say, okay, so I burned 500 calories in this workout. So, if I'm trying to keep a 500 calorie deficit every single day, then I need to make sure that I eat just this much. And that would be logical, right? Wrong. That's not how the body works. Unfortunately, the amount of calories that your body burns every day is not consistent. It's not consistent. If you had a very stressful day yesterday, then the amount of calories that you burned yesterday is significantly higher than your normal amount of calories. That's called your resting metabolic rate. Your resting metabolic rate is higher if you had a stressful day. It's also higher while you're recovering from exercise. So you're going to be requiring more energy to rebuild yourself after exercise. It's also higher if you've been sick. If you had to, fight off something. It's going around. Anybody had the flu or COVID or, God forbid, any of the other things that float around in the world prior to COVID? When you have an immune response, it requires a lot more calories from you. So it's difficult. It's difficult to make a mathematical equation that says, well, if you only eat this much and you exercise this much, then you will definitely lose this much fat. Here's something that'll blow your mind too. Did you know that 70%, give or take, 70% of your body weight is water? About 70%. So if you weigh 200 pounds, 140 pounds of you is water. If you eat a 500 calorie deficit today, do you know how many pounds of that water that's going to affect? 0 pounds. Big giant fat zero. There's 70% of your body that is not affected in the least by how much you did or didn't eat today, energy-wise. Because you know how many calories is in water. Just as a refresher, 0. Big giant 0. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because I had a lady come to me and she's like, I'm so frustrated. I have been eating at an 800 calorie deficit for like 6 months. And I've been exercising 5 days a week. I'm working my butt off. And I've lost 1 pound in 6 months. Yikes. Not to mention, I'm sleeping like garbage. I feel yucky. I have cravings all the time. And my joints are starting to hurt. I can't exercise this much. I just can't do it. I can't continue to do this. So how in the world am I going to lose this weight? And poor lady, she's saying that her husband's giving her a really hard time. He's like, it's calories in, calories out. All you have to do is eat a little less and exercise a little more. And I'll get into a conversation another time about the male-female differences between how the body lets go of weight. But this poor lady is so frustrated. So we're working together right now to help her drill down on what it is that's causing her body to hold on to so much excess weight. Remember, 70% of the body, 65 to 70%, depending on who you are, is water. And so I was like, wow, I'm looking at your food journal right now. And let's take calories off the table for a second. I'm looking at your food journal right now, and I see a lot of foods that I often find create inflammation in my clients. I'm also looking at your workout regimen, and it's super intense. Like you're kicking your butt. Congratulations, way to go. But let's dial it back a little bit. Let's change the types of foods you're eating, not the amounts. Let's change the types. We'll get a little more protein. We'll get a little less of some of those inflammatory compounds in your life. And let's back off of that intense training for a little bit. Let's do some lightweight training. Let's do some yoga. Let's do some base cardio. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to burn enough calories. I'm like, just give it a shot. Just see how it goes. So 2 weeks later, she's lost 8 pounds. And she's like, what in the world? I'm not eating any less calories. In fact, I'm burning fewer calories from my exercise. What is going on? Well, I want to tell you on Nutrition Tip Tuesday that what you eat is far more than calories. And it impacts your body in a very different way than just giving you energy. That comes down to the macronutrients, it comes down to the micronutrients, it comes down to the flavonoids and carotenoids in your microbiome. There's all kinds of interesting things that our food is, in addition to calories. But the score, the win in your world, is not to exercise so hard that you burn the extra energy that you're eating regularly. It's to find out what you need to be feeding your body to build the best version of you. And you're not going to find that out overnight. It's a process. 1% better every single day. to find out the default that works for you and stick with that over time. And find out where you have wiggle room and how you need to eat when you do exercise more intensely and how you need to eat when you're not able to exercise and whether or not a fasting practice might be right for you. There's so many things that could play into whether or not your diet's working for you that have nothing to do with calories. And so on Nutrition Tip Tuesday, I want you to hear it from me. You are not going to out-exercise a bad diet. And bad diet here might not mean you're eating an excessive amount of calories. It might mean that you're eating foods that just don't work for you. And you need to figure out what foods do, and you need to stick with it. Because you can't afford to feel crappy energy. And you can't afford to feel like a regular failure because you're not seeing weight loss. And you can't afford to feel like, well, I don't know my food. How can you even trust yourself if you don't know what food you're supposed to eat in a day? Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten with Better Daily Live. Thank you for joining me for Nutrition Tip Tuesday. I hope that you'll stop trying to out-exercise a bad diet. Start getting down to what it is that you need to be eating in order to make the most of yourself and feed yourself well. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Wild Wednesday. Who knows what we're going to do. Until then, that's just 1%. You got this.
Thank you for joining us for your 1% Better today. Don't forget to subscribe for the podcast. Leave us a raving review to tell others how Better Daily has helped you in your journey. If you want more Better Daily, download our app and join our Betterment family at betterdaily.live. Use code POD to get 25% off your subscription. That's POD, all caps, to save 25% on your subscription. We all have a cross to carry. It's lighter when we do it together. Go to betterdaily.live today.